My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy Hon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our February edition of Moana Nui After Dark Presents Whatcha Watchin. Tonight's main point of discussion is Wonderman.
And he said that with an attitude.
I know, right?
the reason, see, viewers, chat. The reason I may have seemed a little perturbed when I said Wonderman has nothing to do with the show. It has to deal with my panel here, because not everybody did the homework.
Correction.
Set this up since last show. They had 4 weeks.
We set it up last show when the discussion when it was asked in the group chat, hey, what are we discussing? We said Wonderman and
everybody
the Burbs.
said Wonderman.
I didn't say the Burbs or Burb. I don't even know what the hell that is.
The Burb word.
I couldn't even tell you who's in it. I don't know nothing, and that's not even on my list to watch.
It's Keke Palmer, but I didn't say Burbs because I haven't watched it.
Is that a movie or is it on television?
It's a show.
It's a television show.
On what?
Peacock.
Okay, well,
right.
Whatever.
Exactly. So again, the homework was Wonderman.
And I did the homework up to episode 5.
So Simone gets an incomplete. Me and Teresa did the homework, and the two knuckleheads at the bottom fail.
You know what? My score in this class is high enough that I can take a 0 and be okay.
I'll be goodness.
And he said that with his whole chest.
He did say that with his whole chest.
This ain't the first time I done had a high A in a class and missed an assignment and still got an A out the class come end of the semester. This ain't the first time. It's not gonna be the last.
Oh my God. This is what I have to deal with. And again, you know what? Y'all keep making me the responsible adult. Y'all know I don't like being the responsible adult.
Well, there you are today.
Why y'all like this? Why y'all like this? Where's Joy when you need her?
She's in the air.
Oh, man.
In the clouds, yep.
Oh my goodness,
Is
y'all
she flying?
right. Y'all right.
Flying where?
So,
It's snow.
Wonderman.
Where's she going?
Wonderman, let's go ahead and get into it. Wonderman, starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Ben Kingsley. I almost forgot this. I was about to call him Bing Crosby.
Not quite.
I know. Again, as always, this is your only warning. The only one.
Apparently, that's for half the panel too.
If you ain't seen it at this point, the show came out literally 5 weeks ago. You hadn't seen it by now. I don't know what to tell you. Fix your life.
Watch it later.
So the way they did the show, I felt was very needed. It was necessary. The way the show turned out, as far as the artistic direction, as far as how they told the story of Simon Williams, excuse me. I'm confusing all my fictional characters. Simon Williams, and setting it up such that his family is Haitian. And that was a welcome turn for this character, because look, I'm sorry. If you are the type that's like, stop race bending my character, grow up. I'm the archetype of white dude doing something, pretty much all their backgrounds blend together, they're the same person.
If the ethnicity of the character has nothing to do with the origin story, who gives a damn?
That part. And this gave him some much needed depth, because I'm gonna be real. The only thing I know about Simon Williams from the comic books is he has a relationship with Wanda. He gets put in a coma for several years, and his brain is put in the Vision's body after they stop Vision from beating him up after he's sent in by Ultron.
Yep.
That's it. That's all. Those are the most interesting things about Simon Williams in comic books. Outside of that, I mean, his brother is the Grim Reaper, who's a villain that works for Hydra.
So his brother becomes the Grim Reaper?
Yes. His brother is the Grim Reaper.
And what comic book? I didn't read those. That he gets put into Vision's body.
His brain gets put into Vision's body, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how Vision falls. So the whole thing of Vision falling in love with Wanda is because of Simon Williams' brain basically being in Vision's body.
Oh, so this was pre.
Yes.
Wait. So, but
yeah,
I thought the what was in Vision was a little bit of Tony, a little bit of.
That's only from the MCU.
That's the MCU. That's only the MCU. I'm talking like comic book continuity. In the comics, Vision is created by Ultron, and he's sent in to kill the Avengers.
And Ultron is created by Hank Pym in the comics.
In the comics. So Ultron creates Vision, sends him in to kill the Avengers. They stop him, but in the process, Simon Williams is badly injured. And because his physiology is so different and unique, they don't know how to save his life. They basically map his brain into Vision. And initially, Vision still acts normal as an android, but slowly what they put of Simon Williams into Vision manifests and alters his personality slightly. And that's when he starts falling in love with Wanda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all stuff that's in the comic books. For the purpose of the show,
none of that matters.
None of that matters. Thank you.
No, I mean, but it's good to know the comic book version. That's how he fall in love with Wanda, and compared to the MCU version. Okay, I got it.
He doesn't just fall in love with Wanda just because he's there. He falls in love with Wanda because Simon Williams' brain patterns is in him.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I can say I enjoy the most about the MCU is how there's a hint of the comic book truth, but then they spin it and tell their own story.
Yeah, very, very much so. If you did not binge this, or at least if you didn't watch the first 2 episodes back to back, you may have been a little off put, because I'm gonna be honest. The first episode, not a lot happens. It's pretty much world building. You see Simon Williams go to an audition. He bombs it beyond all reasonable.
He can't just do the episode.
Right. So let me set the stage here. He's basically going in to do a scene for what was it, American Horror Story or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
His character literally shows up for this one scene and dies. Mm-hmm. That's it. He says 2 lines.
He's a fucking backstory. Why?
And dies. So he decides of the 2 lines and this one scene that's probably going to last all of 20 seconds.
He wants to method act it.
And give this character a complete background and backstory and history and relationship with the character he's talking to in the scene. It's like, dude, you overthinking this. This is a bit role. Say your lines and get the hell on.
Right.
He basically rewrote the entire scene. They basically took the entire day to where the head of the show came down and was like, okay,
you're fine.
Thank you for your service. We don't need you anymore. Have a good night. That's a wrap, everybody. We're cutting the scene. Everybody go home. And now he's got to save face with his family and people around him, because it's like, I bombed this scene. Like I did it, and he knows he did it again because apparently this is a problem for him. Overthinking, overanalysis, paralysis by analysis, if you will. And it's cost him many a jobs to where his agent, and I love this woman because
I'll get ready to say I love his agent. His
agent, yo, she basically read to him like your big sister and your mama all rolled into one. Like you did it again, didn't you? Why I get a call from the studio saying that they just threw your scene out in American Horror Story? What the hell is wrong with you? And I felt nothing but love from her because she was doing it from a place of love because she wants him to do better. She wants him to succeed. She wants the best for him. But at the same time, it's like, dude, what is your problem? Like, get out of your own way. Teresa, what did you think about that?
Exactly what you just said. I mean, she was the ultimate big sister, just trying her best to help him, but he wouldn't help himself.
I can't remember the actress. I love her. She's a comedian.
Yeah.
And she's heavy set. I'm trying to look her up, but I'm like, I can't even try and picture.
Jackson.
Nope.
No. It's not her.
I had never seen her in anything
she's
else.
Is she on Prime? She has a show on Prime. And it just reminds me of her when I see that
Ex-Mayo. Ex-Mayo is the actress's name. The character's name is Janelle Jackson.
Yeah, but the actress
name is Ex-Mayo.
The comedian that I'm talking about, the comedian, I'm trying to look her up and see.
Ex-Mayo.
It's not.
No, that's not her.
She reminds her of someone else.
Oh, someone else. Okay. But no, this actress, you saw her. You might know her most from what was the movie? Was it The Blackening?
Yes.
Yeah, she was in The Blackening.
She was in The Blackening?
Yes.
Yeah, she's hilarious in that.
She was in The Blackening. Matter of fact, she is the dude with the glasses when he goes to the convenience store. She's the one that drives up, meets him there, and gives him a ride to the cabin.
Okay.
And she can swim. That's like the plot twist in the
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. That movie's so good.
So yeah, she's in The Blackening because I was like, I know I recognize her, but yeah, that's where she's from. But yeah. So Simon bombs this audition and then runs into Trevor Slattery. We all know Trevor's, hanging around in a movie theater, knowing somehow the same theater that Simon goes to clear his head, and they bond and everything. And Trevor's actually kind of refreshed that Simon approaches him not from the aspect of, hey, aren't you the Mandarin? But I remember you in yada 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 film from back in da 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 da, and I remember seeing your stage play of this and seeing you on stage doing that and other things. And Trevor's kind of taken aback, like, oh, this is different. Someone knows me for something other than the Mandarin. This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beginning of their friendship starting because they bond over the craft of acting. And along the way, it's Trevor who pretty much tells him, like, hey, you're overthinking it. Like, I get where you're coming from. I understand what your approach is. But for certain roles, you don't need to be on 12.
Right.
Like, you can bring it down to a 6.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get in there first. A role with 2 scenes and then you die. It's not that serious. You gotta get that one behind you and then work up to the point where you're being method and you're giving the backstory and all this kind of stuff. You're shooting yourself in the foot before you even start running.
That part. And come to find out, a movie that Simon used to watch with his dad, Wonderman, is being remade. Go figure, the era in which we live in. Talk about art imitating life. So they're remaking a film that he grew up watching with his dad, and that's how, he bonded over this character. And now he's bonding with Trevor about it because he hears about that they're remaking Wonderman. It's like, yo, how did I not know about this? And so now she calls this agent back up. She's like, I'll do what I can, but don't call me again today or I'm not going to help you. And then he basically calls the studio that's holding the auditions and forces his way in by pretending to be his agent's assistant.
Which was hilarious. He pretended to be his agent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right, because he did try to mimic her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Attitude and all. So yeah, he pretended to be his own agent to get himself an audition for Wonderman. And come to find out, him and Trevor both get callbacks for the two lead roles. And what happens between there and when they actually do the audition is just a let's just say it's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off meets what was that stupid movie with McLovin?
Dynamite, Napoleon Dynamite.
No, not Napoleon Dynamite. Oh gosh, they're high school kids.
Superbad, yeah.
Superbad, yes.
I didn't see any of them.
And that's perfectly fine because you didn't miss anything, because that like if you've seen Superbad, like that the shenanigans they get into trying to get from, all right, we got these fake IDs, we're going to buy some beer, we're going to go to this party. That's basically what took place from we got the second call back to the audition, because all this chaos erupts in that Simon actually has powers. He knows he has powers, but he's trying to hide them. And Furious, you'll appreciate this. Much like Scott Summers, he never really used them. So there's like a buildup of energy that he has to explode and release every now and then.
Right.
So at one point, him and Trevor are like in a bar, and Trevor excuses himself, goes into the alley because we later find out Trevor's working for damage control. And some thugs that Trevor owes money to hits him up in the alley, and Simon sees it and uses his powers to beat up the thugs. Unfortunately, gets caught by some dude on a GoPro.
Okay, wait, that one jumped. That was like 4. You forgot the one where they explain why he can't be a superhero. That he has to sign.
It's not that he can't be a superhero. It's that he has powers and he shouldn't be in.
Right, and he has to sign something saying that you're not a superhero.
Right, that you don't have powers.
Crazy superhero where
doorman.
Something happened and you're able to run through him, or
so Hollywood has said this thing that if you have powers, you can't be an actor at all. Zero exceptions, because a dude who was a bouncer, became friends with Jonah Hill, who plays himself. Jonah Hill plays himself, and they start hanging out, and dude gets powers, and they start calling him Doorman.
It's Josh Gad, not Jonah Hill.
Oh, sorry, Josh Gad. He looks like Jonah Hill. Josh Gad, sorry. So Josh Gad's playing himself, becomes friends with this Doorman, because that's the name they give him, Doorman, because he can create portals. If you jump in his stomach, you can either pass through the wall he's standing against or get teleported somewhere else, as long as he's thinking about the location. Problem is, they're shooting the movie. He's drunk because it's a sequel, and his career pretty much, his 15 minutes of fame wore out, and he got used to the fame and the money, and everything petered off. So Josh Gad comes back and is like, hey, we're doing a sequel to the first movie we did. It's like, all right, cool. They're shooting the scene.
But his powers were running out. It wasn't that he was drunk. His powers were fading.
No, they weren't.
No, yeah, it was because he was drunk.
It was
because he was drunk.
Yeah.
He wasn't losing his powers.
Yeah.
He was drunk.
It's the pressures of Hollywood and trying to stay on top and everything made him start drinking, and he was drunk when they called to offer him the sequel, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it, even though he wasn't really in the physical or mental state to actually do it. And he had an episode when he was being the door, and the outdoor didn't open for Josh Gad. So now Josh Gad is
MIA.
He threw him up, right?
Missing.
He threw up. I thought he threw him up.
No,
he's gone.
Josh Gad
Nobody knows where he is.
Mm-hmm.
They basically declare him dead, but I mean, I think he's just in limbo. You know, he can't get back out through the portal.
Whatever the space is in between,
yeah,
you know, going through him and coming out, whatever that space is, like, think of it as like where Nightcrawler goes, but it's an empty void instead of just a demon realm. And that's probably where Josh Gad is, because there's no body. Now, yes, he did throw up, but that was just because he was drunk off his ass.
Right.
So because of that situation, enhanced beings, people with powers, are not allowed to hold any acting gig whatsoever. And Simon's trying to hide the fact that he has powers. Again, but his situation is more akin to, I would say, Cyclops as a kid. Never really used them, or they were always suppressed. Now that he's an adult, he has no control really. So when he hits a breaking
his house
point,
down when he was younger.
Mm-hmm. Well, not burn his house down, set the kitchen on fire.
Well, which burned the house down? Or,
no, because the house is still there.
Oh, okay. So they just got a new kitchen.
Yeah, they had to redo the kitchen because of it. So no, the house is still standing because they go back to visit later for his mom's birthday.
And his brother's a dick.
Yes, well, yes, again, his brother is the Grim Reaper. And the Grim Reaper is a dick.
Is he gonna be that in this show?
No, he doesn't become, his brother does not become the villain Grim Reaper. But if you know the lore of Simon Williams, you know his brother is a out and out villain.
Okay, well, he's playing that.
Yeah, well, yes, he is, because so the dynamic here is, for those who have siblings, if it's a trope they normally do in shows where one sibling is the responsible one, goes to school, gets a degree, may start a business or become established in their field to where they can provide for the family, and the other sibling is into the arts. Doesn't matter what it is. Could be writing, could be acting, could be music or whatever, but they're struggling. Yeah. And because they're struggling, they're always, you know, things are looking up. This is just a downturn. I'm gonna be all right. I got some things lined up, you know, callbacks this, callbacks that. And his brother, as Simone said, his brother's being a dick about this whole situation. Oh, you got a callback. What does that mean? Well, it means that he goes to call me back for another audition. So you don't have the job. I don't know yet. But the way his brother responds to that is, yo, why don't you just quit this acting thing? You've been out there trying to do this for X number of years. I can get you a spot with my company. We got openings, put you on my team, learn the business. In 2-3 years, you'll be where I am, and I'll be, you know, head of such and such or whatever. And Simon's like, yo, I don't want to do that. And stop throwing that out there. But that's the dynamic they play up. Again, any show with siblings like that, you've seen this before. Like, it's,
yeah, I'm better than you. I'm making this money. Mm-hmm. You're not doing nothing.
Right. And your dream sucks because it hasn't manifested anything, you know? So along the way, Simon, aside from the chasing down the kid who had the GoPro of Simon using his powers, he punches a hole in his wall, or basically shatters his wall to the point of where it looks like it's going to crumble. What else did he do? He did something else with his powers where they blew up, because they blew up twice before the end.
At the house, he destroyed the counter when he was at his mother's birthday.
Counter in the kitchen. That's right. And then he had a fever dream in which he thought he killed one of the actors doing the callback. So the 2 times his powers actually manifest, he punches a hole, shatters his wall,
because
and destroys.
Oh yes, you were talking about when he had that dream.
That was a dream.
Destroyed the wall.
Destroyed the wall and his mother's counter in her kitchen. Like, he literally destroyed the island because his brother, again, your dream sucks.
Right. He just practical. Kept, and he knows mm-hmm. There's something up, but he just kept needling him until he had to release it. And he broke the stone count, the whole island, actually. Right. But I was like, you should have left him alone. You know?
Much.
You should, but again, those of us with siblings already know your sibling will never leave you alone. Once they find something to needle you with, they're going to keep doing it until they provoke you to a reaction.
I have a sibling.
Mm-hmm. As do I.
You and me both.
So we all know how they like to poke and poke and poke and poke, but when you react, it's your fault.
And is that because I'm the oldest, and we're not doing that, because I stopped that shit in a minute. We're not going back and forth, because I'll fucking take you out. Our mother is not here no more to stop me, and there's nobody on this planet that can. So you will meet her.
Oh man. So I think it's right around the birthday party where they do the flashback of Trevor working for Damage Control. And we see that for whatever, because the last time we see Trevor, he's in Shang-Chi, right?
Yes.
Okay. So apparently he's flying back from whatever happened over there after the events of Shang-Chi. And the moment he hits the airport, Damage Control arrest him on the spot. And you're like, well, why are they arresting him? Well, if you never seen it, in one of the phase 1 movies, when it went to video, there was a thing called a one shot at the end called All the King's Men. And in it, he's being interviewed for what he thinks is a 60-minute style show as far as the Mandarin and everything. It turns out it's a prison break. They're getting him out. And it was the actual 10 rings that broke him out of prison, the real 10 rings. So because he was broken out of prison, he never finished his sentence for his role as the Mandarin from Iron Man 2.
3.
So Damage Control has, he got flagged coming into the airport back into the States, and they was like, yeah, you're going to do a little bit of work for us, or you're going to go back to prison. And he was like, all right, I'll do the work. What is it? And it's pretty much to cozy up to Simon Williams and get dirt to prove that he has powers, because all they have is suspicion because of the incident when he was a kid where he basically blew up the kitchen. But there's no serious.
What this company reminds me of the one in Monarch, the bad Monarch.
Yeah.
Not because there's a good Monarch and a bad Monarch. I don't know where Monarch turns bad, but it reminds me of the bad Monarch, where you need to work for me.
There's a good Monarch. I'm not sure I agree with you on that, but we can have that debate later after season 2.
Okay. Yes. Well, it reminded me of that. Go ahead.
The funny thing is that what people have to remember is, I think the first time we see Damage Control is in one of the Spider-Man movies. And remember, Damage Control was set up by Tony Stark. And most likely, and again, I'm just spitballing here, because we don't have a true idea of when Damage Control was established, other than the flashback. What was it? The first Spider-Man film with Adrian Toomes is collecting stuff from the invasion of New York. And they come in and they take all the alien tech from him, or at least everything that he had on site.
Wait, that was
in Spider-Man
right after the first Avengers movie?
Wasn't what?
Wasn't Damage Control created right after the first Avengers movie?
Pretty much, yeah, like right afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, so Damage Control has been around for a while. And again, started by Tony Stark. But since Tony Stark is no more, Damage Control has pretty much been doing their own thing. And again, because of what happened with Doorman, their office in California is basically about to be shut down because there's not enough work to go around. And they're trying to find a reason. Like, the guy who's over that office out there is like, look, some of you are going to be reassigned. Some of you are going to be let go. If we don't find a way to, generate, some arrest or whatever, or if things don't turn around, then this office is going to close. And so one gung-ho agent decides that, all right, I got something, but I can't say what it is because, again, no proof really exists. Because when Simon Williams was seen as a kid after his kitchen blew up, there was nothing. When they show the scene, he's sitting on the doctor's table, clothes are kind of tattered up, look torn, burnt, whatever. And he's perfectly okay as a kid from when the kitchen blew up or whatever. And so they're basically like twisting the story a little bit so that there's not too much of an investigation as to what happened. So they pretty much chalk it up to because he was what 18 years old. He turned the stove on and didn't pay attention, and
something caught fire. Yeah,
something else in the kitchen caught fire, and the whole kitchen went up in flames. That's basically the story that came out. But again, he has no burns.
Mm-hmm.
So
they were saying he was lucky.
Mm-hmm. So at the time they said he was lucky, but since that doctor's report is out there because the fire department had to come in and they took the story, that's an official report now. Damage control has access to it. And it's like, well, this is weird. How did kid start a fire in the kitchen and not get burnt?
Mm-hmm.
And
is Damage Control the same company that was in Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And Ms. Marvel.
Yeah,
that's right. They were in Ms. Marvel. Because Ms. Marvel is pretty much a turn to where Damage Control becomes a bunch of dicks.
Yeah. But the whole thing, the whole case that they've got him trying to, investigate or whatever, it's trumped up. He's talking about what a dangerous individual Simon Williams is, but he's never done anything to hurt anybody. As a matter of fact, he's very conscious of not doing anything to hurt anybody. When he does get all, pent up where he's got to release, he makes sure that there's nobody else around so they don't get hurt. So the whole thing is, and Trevor Slattery comes to realize that as well,
that he's a nice person.
He's a good guy. He's not doing anything wrong. He's just got some issues like all the rest of us do, but the rest of us can't blow shit up. So
he sees it with the family that he
don't
has
advertise
that problem with the family, and
we can't blow shit up with our minds.
Yeah,
let's put it like that.
Because if we could, nobody would be here.
Yeah.
I say that every time I'm driving. I'm like, it's a good thing I don't have powers, because cars would be flying into space.
The opinions expressed here are not explicitly those of the Moana Nui network. Do not assume that the individuals who are speaking about powers.
I would sure be throwing people into space.
Oh,
Atlanta traffic, yep. I'd at least be throwing them out of my way.
But I wouldn't want them to land on somebody being angry. I'd just be like, shh, and I'll just flick them up in the sky. Where I don't want them coming back down. They just go up and they just stay up and they just float out into space.
What was that?
Now, if they come back in and they coming in as a meteor and they burn up in the atmosphere, at that point, then they're dead. So
it's out of our hands.
I mean, hell, they may burn up on the way out.
True. Either way, they're burning up and they're out of my way.
Chronicle. Y'all acting like the kids in
Chronicle.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Chronicle is a film. This pair set of brothers and Michael B. Jordan, because he's friends with them, find something that crash lands. All three of them touch it, and they all end up with powers.
I've seen the trailer for that, but I never saw the movie.
Yeah, the thing is that the younger brother is kind of sheltered.
Trouble.
He's very troubled, and they try to do everything to make him stand out and be the life of the party and everything, and help him get friends and stuff. And it's just not a good thing. And his troubled mind gets the best of him, and he kills Michael B. Jordan, and then his brother pretty much has to kill him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's at the Seattle Needle, I think.
It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But that's basically what Simon Williams is. He's not like Teresa said. He hasn't done anything, and he's aware, but he's still living his life. Everything's perfectly fine. Trevor Slattery, because one of the first things that happens, I think the opening sequence in the first episode, I skipped over this. His girlfriend is leaving. His girlfriend is literally breaking up with him, like packing up. She has movers in there, packing up her stuff.
She's like, why are you home?
Well, yeah, she was trying to leave. She was trying to leave while he was gone, but then he messed around and got fired and came home early.
Because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
If he had did what he was supposed to do for the American Horror Story audition,
Right. She would have been gone.
She would have been gone by the time he got back. But because he effed around and found out, he got home as the movers were walking out with her stuff, and she was like, "We knew this wasn't going to work."
Right.
And
what
peace out.
Doing here?
So, where we leave off, Simon and Trevor, so we know now why Trevor's buddying up to him, but like, as I said earlier, Trevor realizes that Simon's a good dude, and he's actually formed a genuine friendship with him because, again, Simon is the one person, because they make a point of doing that. And if you pay attention to this, every single person who introduces themselves or when they meet Trevor Slattery, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Weren't you the Mandarin?" And they make a point that every single character that he meets, whether it's for the first time or someone who thinks they've seen him type thing, that's what they bring up, the Mandarin.
It's like, yo, the Mandarin's knocking on my door.
Right.
Except Simon. Simon's whole thing is, this is a fellow actor. I need to pick his brain because he's been in the business for X number of years. Who's the dude? Oh gosh, what's that guy's? Joe Pantalano?
Joe Pantalone. It's Joey Pants.
Cypher from the Matrix. Yes.
What
was he? He was the reporter in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. That dude.
He was in wasn't he in Beverly Hills Cop?
Bad Boys.
Probably.
Bad Boys. The Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, yes.
Yeah.
He's the captain in Bad Boys.
Yeah.
So he's in this film as himself, but also a colleague of Trevor. And to finalize a callback for the Wonderman film, Simon has to create, a monologue scene from anything. His choice, whatever he wants to do. He just has to do a quick little monologue, send it in to the people running, doing the auditions and whatnot. He does that. He's pretty much shooting, a lock to get the call back. But he's running around trying to figure out where to do it. Trevor comes to his place, sees the walls, like, all right, well, we can't do it here, so let's bounce. They try to go to one of those, creator studios where they basically like let you use a room for X number of time to shoot all your content, whatever. They try to go there, doesn't work.
They try to go to Trevor's house, but one of his neighbors is playing loud music or something, so that doesn't work.
That doesn't work, and that's how they end up at Joe's place. But come to find out, Trevor's pretty much apprehensive to go over there because he feels that Joe stole a role from him back in the day. Wasn't the case, because Trevor was strung out. He was messing up lines. Basically, he was doing a Patrick Dempsey on Grey's Anatomy. And for those who know the story there, you already know what I'm talking about. He was late. He missed rehearsal. He screwed up lines. He was always high and or drunk. And they basically killed off his character and made Joe's character the lead. But the way Trevor remembers it, because, again, he was not in a good place, he thinks Joe cozied up to the showrunners to get him kicked off the show.
Yeah, and stole his
spot. So they do the thing.
Joe is just like his brother. He's worse than his brother because he talks to him, but it's more of a, oh yeah, you're a good actor, but then he dings him at the same time. So it's kind of fucked up the way he does that. And I like how
it was very fucked up. And then Simon
jumps in and saves him. He's like, you don't understand. He is a good actor. And then I think that was the last straw for him, where it clicked in his head, like, Simon is a good guy.
Right.
Yep.
That I think that was the switch where he's no longer gonna do for them. Gonna help Simon.
Because at that point he was just like, because they pull off somewhere to look, one of those scenes they always show in like LA where you drive up a cliffside or whatever and you can see the whole city from below, from above or whatnot. And Trevor's like, give me a few minutes. I got to take a whiz. And as he's walking out, he pulls out all the microchips on him that was supposed to be in listening devices, and he snaps them and tosses them to the ground. It's like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, this is a good dude. And he actually sees me for the actor I am instead of just a fuck up or the Mandarin. So they go do the call back because they end up going back to Simon's apartment. They do it anyway. And that's when Trevor sees the shattered wall that Simon tried to hide with a curtain. They send it in. They get the call back. They both show up to the dude's mansion. Simon, again, overthinking. Almost squanders his moment there, but ultimately they get cast as the two leads. And when they're on set about to do something is when Simon finds out Trevor's been spying on him. And Trevor owns it. He doesn't duck it or anything. He flat out owns it. Like, yes, I was told to spy on you by damage control, but I didn't know what I was getting into. I was basically trying to keep myself out of jail. You're not what they say you are. I've seen who you are. I've met your family. You're good people. And the world needs more people like you. Like, so don't worry about anything. Like, again, I'm sorry. But all Simon heard was, yeah, I've been spying on you. And like, he loses it because now he's hit one of those breaking points. He can't contain this. This is not some little, all right, I can swell this down to just punching my wall. Nah, he walks right into one of the buildings on the Hollywood lot and lets all his power release and blows up the building. And because of that, it triggers on a seismograph. That's how big the explosion is. It triggers a seismograph. So he's driving around all night and going home, and he thinks he's about to be arrested because he turns on the news and they're talking about the explosion at the studio. So I forgot who was he talking to? Was he talking to Simon or was he talking to one of his relatives?
About what? When?
Simon. When he turns on the news and he sees the cop cars because they're talking about the explosion and everything, he thinks he's about to get arrested.
Was that when he called his mom?
I think so.
His mom that last time?
Yeah, he was calling his mom. And then Trevor called him afterwards. So yeah, he's like, Mom, I'm sorry. I tried to hold it together. You know, I tried to do the right things. I tried to do everything was right. No matter what happens, I love you. I'm sorry. I wish things could have worked out better. She's like, baby, what's going on? He's like, don't listen to anything they say about me. It's not true. And then Simon calls. I mean, not Simon. Trevor calls him. And now we see things from two perspectives. It's Trevor's voice on the phone to Simon in his apartment, and the police or damage control as they're getting out of their vehicles, running up to a building. And you're thinking, all right, they've caught Simon. And instead, they bring out Trevor, because Trevor, while he's on the phone with him as this chase, the sequence is happening with the police, he's telling him, you don't have to worry about anything. I'm going to finally do what I should have done and take full responsibility for all my actions. And you're too good of an actor to end up behind bars. So I'm going to do what I should have did in the beginning when they approached me to spy on you. Everything's going to be fine. Continue to go on about your business. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. Again, I'm sorry, And he hangs up. And Simon's kind of like miffed, like, what the hell is he talking about? Right. So he turns back to, because now at this point, he's not looking at the TV. So he doesn't see what's happening. But as he turns back into the TV, that's when the police come out and they bring out Trevor in full Mandarin garb from Iron Man 2.
They made him put that on?
No, he put it on.
He put it on.
He put it on himself.
He decided to take the fall.
He took the fall for
the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
to clear Simon.
So, and what he ended up doing was send a video out. Did he send? He either sent it out. I think he sent it out over the internet. Again, talking about America. You know the whole shtick he did in Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin, like America. History is a teacher. Like he does a whole Mandarin spiel from Iron Man 3. He does a little speech about how corruption is from within, and the entertainment industry has been rotting your minds. And last night was a demonstration of things to come, and I'm still not done yet. I've always been here working in the shadows. Yeah, he puts that video out. So Damage Control now thinks he's the one that did it. And the guy who was going after Simon Williams arrests him and is like, what did you do and why did you screw me on this? He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have and always will be the Mandarin, and this is the way things work. And dude's like, I had enough of you, and just shoves him in the car and sends him on his business. Simon goes on. They finished the movie of Wonderman. Great premiere. He's the talk of the town. The role that Trevor lost because he took the fall for Simon goes to Joe P. Goes to Joe P. And the movie's a big hit. His brother actually says something nice without being condescending.
Right. Wow. That's a first.
Right. And you think, well, surely this can't be the end of it. It's not. Because
of course it can't be just that simple.
No, it's never that simple. So Simon is cozying up to and butting up with one of the guards at the prison where Trevor's being held.
Well, he has to frame it as he was
studying for a role in a movie.
Right. Mm-hmm. Studying for a role in a movie as a prison guard or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he's going in kind of undercover to work with this guy, regular guy, prison guard. He's staying at the guy's house, eating dinner with his family and everything, and going to work with him to see how, the ins and outs of working for this prison.
Now, I don't know which prison this was supposed to be because there was no signage on it. So I know it wasn't the Raft, and that only leaves the Vault and the Big House. And I don't think it was either one of those. And definitely wasn't 42 because 42 exists in another dimension. So I don't know which prison this was supposed to be for Damage Control, but they get in. He's doing a shift with them. And at some point, he gets separated from the guy because it's supposed to be together the whole day. It's like if anybody asks, you're new trainee, whatever, but just stay with me the whole day. But they get separated. He ends up in the wing where Trevor is and breaks him out of prison because now he has a handle on his powers. Okay. Full handle on his powers. And Trevor's like, what are you doing here? What have you done? How are we getting out? Like, you got in here, but how are we getting out? He was like, just keep your head down and mind the debris. And he flies straight up through the ceiling and the wall. And it's at this point that the guy who pretty much was stalking Simon, the Damage Control officer who was stalking Simon, is talking to his boss and is like, the epicenter of the blast from the night at the Hollywood lot shows a high concentration of ionic energy. And if this guy can harness blah, 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 whatever, and they tell it off because, again, another explosion happens, it's Simon busting his way either in or out at this point. So they run to where they hear it and notice that there's a hole in the ceiling of Trevor's cell and scene. That's how the show ends.
Okay, so if to me it's like you have this person, you had the fucking Avengers, why can't you just have another superhero? You are the government. I see that you have this your powers. Why don't you come and work for us? Not that that's a good thing, but
if you had superpowers, would you want to work for the government?
No, I'm just saying it's not a good thing. You just want to, hopefully you would get somebody who is a legitimate, not if it was the Obama, yes, I would. No, because I was trying my damnedest to finish.
Even if it was Obama, I wouldn't work for the government.
I would. I was trying my damnedest to work for the Obama administration.
As cool as he is, and as normalized as they would do their jobs respectfully and the right way, I don't care what regime is running the government. If I had powers and I was doing my due diligence to do good for all, I would never, ever work for the government. Because the government, no matter who's running the government, there's always a shadow side that's doing some underhanded ish that you will never know about. And their thing is, because they'll be doing two things. On the one hand, they'll be like, yes, you're working with us. You're an agent of us. You're working with or for us. We're helping you do your good fight or whatever. On the other hand, they're studying you, your strengths, your weaknesses, just in case you go rogue.
Now, if they present me with an offer where my job is to eliminate targets that they can't otherwise eliminate, I might consider it.
Like the Suicide Squad?
No, because I don't want to work for the government as like the Suicide Squad, because the Suicide Squad is pretty much you either do this or you die, and the die part isn't when you get back you die. It's wherever you are, we can remote detonate a bomb at the base of your skull.
Oh, so you want to be like doing wet work like Sabretooth and Wolverine were doing.
More like the Thing in the Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four movie.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Okay, that was
even still, they were still working on the ways to bring down the Thing, because every time he went out on the mission, it's did y'all see what he did? How are we supposed to stop that if he decides to like screw us?
That's a fair point.
Because again, that's the dichotomy you have to deal with working for the government. On the surface, everything's hunky-dory. What you don't know is, or what you should be aware of is, they're trying to find ways to neutralize you if you ever A, figure out they're doing shady-ish, or B, you turn against them.
But see, I guess I live in a world, quote unquote, where even if I don't do it, they're going to be trying to figure that out anyway.
My thing is, why give them the ammunition by working for them? Because if you're there, they're just more closely to you, so they can get all the dirt on how to take you down. As opposed to, if I'm not near you, it's harder for you to get this information on me, because now all you have is eyewitness testament or the aftermath of a scene that I've cleaned up.
This is true.
But when you're working for them, it's, hey, can you go see our scientists? They got some new tech gear for you. And as you're walking there, you could walk through X number of scanners that take your biometrics and whatnot, measure your stress ability, how does, purposely stress you out to see how your abilities manifest or whatever. No. Never work for the government. Never give them the ammunition at all. But no, all in all, I thought this is 8 episodes, the half-hour episodes. I thought it was a great show. Again, this is delayed from, we don't know how many years or months, I'm going with years, that it sat on a shelf, because we don't know the time frame in which this movie takes place. Because nothing is alluded to the outside world.
Right.
Are they aware? They are aware that, yes, there are enhanced beings out there. I think they do mention like some of the Avengers events or some of the Avengers by name, but because this is so contained in the sphere of the Hollywood life of an actor or struggling actor trying to get a gig, everything outside of that kind of just like is background noise. So they don't really focus on it too much. It's just, when's the next gig coming up? What is your process for acting? Like very just actor centric as far as the process of, here's the audition to getting the role and everything in between. So, but you haven't seen it, now you know, go check it out. It's a quick watch. If you're binging, 3-ish hours to binge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they don't cancel this.
No, this is a one and done. I don't think there's, the only way this is another season is if this character shows up in something on the big screen to further the story. But I don't see this getting a second season.
It's going to end just like that?
Mm-hmm. Well, think about this. Remember, we knew from the trailers, if you want to call them, back in November, that Ben Kingsley was going to be in it as Trevor Slattery, because of everything they put out there was pretty much just vignettes between either the two of them talking about the acting process, or just Ben Kingsley in his Trevor Slattery role, talking about where he's been, what he's been up to, different things that he's done or whatnot. That's what Marvel put out as far as the social media advertisement for this show. Because it wasn't like traditional advertising, like catch Wonderman on this date or in this month or coming soon. It was just those vignettes that they put out there on social media. So we don't know. Like, I don't see this playing out that way, because again, we didn't even think, because my thing was, how does Trevor even play into this series if he's going to be in it? Right. Because again, the last time we saw him was in Shang-Chi, and it didn't look like he was going to leave, you know, because he was where Shang-Chi's mother was with those people. That's where he was, you know, hanging out at the end of the film. So no one knew that he was actually going to leave or try to come back. I don't think he mentioned anything about trying to come back to Hollywood. He was just kicking it and enjoying his life out there. He knew that he was busted out of prison by the 10 Rings, and somewhere along the way, because they were basically going to kill him for playing the role of the Mandarin, the Shang-Chi's mom's people got a hold of him and basically, you know, left him there. So, I mean, I wish they do better with their advertisement for shows featuring minority leads, because between this and Ironheart, I'm highly disappointed.
Yeah.
As far as the advertisement and how they've been the way they've not been promoting these shows.
Not exactly.
Until they've only promoted these shows after they release, and when we on social media make noise about the show, then all of a sudden it's, oh, we've got a hit on our hands. Let's tell people, hey, watch Ironheart only on Disney Plus. Watch Wonderman only on Disney Plus. Catch all episodes that are now available or whatever. Like, they got to do better. They got to do better. My thing is, whether you had this show sitting for 3 weeks or 3 years, the moment you decide we're going to put it out there, you like put as much love and care into it as you would, say, Hawkeye.
I was gonna say they haven't been promoted, because like I know Daredevil Born Again comes out March 4th. That's like next month, and I haven't seen a ton of promotion about that.
Oh well, no.
I have.
They started promoting that right when the calendar turned to 2026. All the promos for that dropped, and they were just like, "Hey, Daredevil's coming in March." As of January 2nd, they ain't slow down on nothing on that one.
Right.
They promoted, if I'm not mistaken, they promoted a lot in Wonderman.
Yes.
Really?
There's lots of commercials for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not in the show, but the commercials run. Yeah, in the break.
The advertisements they do for, you know, you if you're on a streaming platform, you start a show, but they put an advertisement for something else on the platform. Yeah. For 3. Is it 3 or it's like 2 or 3 episodes of Wonderman before they start.
Yeah.
Damn near 3-minute trailer for Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
3 minutes. Right. Like, and I caught it on episode 1 because I'm like, oh, Daredevil Born Again. How do I skip this? Because I'd already seen the trailer on YouTube weeks prior. Again, like I said, that trailer's been out there on YouTube since January 2nd. I didn't need to see it again. I had seen it 3 times already. I'm here for Wonderman. I don't care about Daredevil right now. Daredevil can worry about that when Daredevil comes out next month. This was January, whatever date it was that I was binging this show, and I'm like, I don't care about Daredevil. I want this Wonderman right now. Like, skip. Every time I saw it, skip.
Yeah, that's why
they said they're gonna make you care about Daredevil.
Right.
And my thing is, look, I already do, but here's the thing: if you would put as much care into promoting Wonderman as you did Daredevil, you wouldn't be complaining about, well, our viewership wasn't as high as we expected to be. Well, let's see, you made the show, you buried it for X number of time, you didn't do a good job of promoting the show. If you promoted it the same way you did Daredevil, you wouldn't have to worry about, our viewership, people would have known about it.
The only thing that sucks about that is it's like, because Wonderman was successful, they could be like, see, we didn't advertise anything, and people still turned out to watch it. And it's like that nonsense is justified, and that's the part that I hate, because it's like it's a double-edged sword.
And unfortunately, you're right. They will use that going forward for other minority-led shows. We don't need to put much behind publicity because
because they know that we're going to do it, and they're going to get free publicity because we're going to push out the shows that we love.
Yep.
They got to do better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They got to do better.
Marvel and DC both. Jesus.
You know, see, why you got to find a way to sneak DC into this? We ain't. This is a Marvel conversation. DC your way out of this.
You knew it was coming.
You just couldn't help yourself. Oh my gosh. All right. Shenanigans. Any final thoughts for those of us who have finished Wonderman, basically Teresa and myself?
Right.
Teresa, your final thoughts on Wonderman?
I really enjoyed it. I almost watched it twice. I started a rewatch, but I didn't. I got like halfway through the next to last episode. But I mean, I saw the whole thing before, so I knew what happened. I wanted to rewatch, to get the nuances, and I really love the relationship between Trevor and Simon.
Yeah,
that's really from what I saw. That's what I liked.
Yeah, and like there's memes on social media that say like, working somewhere will have you best friends with a 50-year-old man named Mr. Willie or something, somebody who is the polar opposite of what you are. And that's what Trevor and Simon were. They were kind of thrust into this situation. They're completely different, but they relate to each other because of the acting. And they got really close, and it was just really touching. I can recall, I'm a crybaby though. I'll cry. I cry on Hallmark commercials. I teared up several times when they were, having their little heart to hearts when Trevor was trying to talk him down from over analyzing and over method acting and stuff. And it's just a really like wholesome and really well acted relationship. And I appreciate that. That's what I really thought was so good about it. So I think it was great. In the beginning, I wanted to complain about them releasing all of the episodes at one time. I felt like it was, disrespectful until I watched it. And then I really didn't have a problem with it. Because the only alternative would have been to release it like maybe in halves. First 4 and then the other 4, but you couldn't have released that first episode by itself. You would have lost your entire audience because it didn't do anything but, like James said, just basic world building. So I couldn't even complain about that. It was great, and I do hope that I'm pretty sure we'll see him again though, because Trevor's on the lam again.
Yep.
And Simon coming into his powers. So
and they know it's Simon with powers now.
Right.
Maybe he'll be an Avenger one day.
Hey.
Hopefully.
I mean, he's been an Avenger in the comic.
I would say definitely easily one of my favorite shows as far as the Disney Plus series. I put in my top 3 along with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and my third is a toss-up between a multitude of shows, and any of them could go there. Ironheart, Ms. Marvel.
I put it above. I mean, even though I didn't see all of them, I still really enjoyed it, and I'm like with Teresa that it could not have been done weekly.
Nah.
It had to have been dropped, because you would have lost everybody after the first episode.
And that's the criticism I've seen. That's the only criticism I've seen negatively about this show, is that if they did this week to week, over 8 weeks with these episodes, because again, 30-minute episodes, you can knock this out, like I said, in about 3-ish hours. Episode 1, the way it ends is kind of like, what's happening? What is that it? Is that all we getting? You gave me a taste.
Right.
like what is this? So you quickly want to episode 1 makes you want to get to episode 2 because you're left. I'm not gonna say you're left hanging, more so wanting.
But you still don't know. Yeah, you still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but you have no. It doesn't really tell you anything. It's like, here's Simon Williams. Okay, and why should we care about Simon Williams? Right, that type of thing. As opposed to say like Ironheart, which is week to week, and I think those are still half-hour episodes, but the way they told that story, and again, I'm not trying to pit them against each other. I'm just saying that the difference is that we already knew who Riri Williams was from Black Panther 2. So there wasn't too much building of her character that had to go in. It's like, hey, y'all remember this young lady from MIT? Start there. She's going home to Chicago, and this is what she's trying to do. Cool. So episode 1 of that ends, and it's like, all right, that was a good starter episode. Now that I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. And that was cool week to week, or however they did what they did. Riri show in halves, didn't they? Like the first some half episodes, or was it week to week?
They dropped them. I think it was in bundles.
Yeah, okay, so either 2 at a time, or the first 4 and then the second 4, or something like that, or 2 at a.
I think they did a few and then a few more.
A few and a few more, yeah. So they dropped them multiples per week. This they couldn't have done that with. They couldn't have done that with Wonderman. But I'm glad they did drop all 8 episodes at once. That was good. Again, for those who haven't started yet, you'll see what I'm saying when you finish episode 1, because it's going to be like, nope, episode 2, where is it? So, but yeah, definitely easily 5 out of 5 for me. Okay. Because it's a great take on the character of Simon Williams. Especially building, again, making his family Haitian, and delving into that dynamic of, their interactions, his upbringing, being Haitian American, and the dynamic between his, him and each individual member of his immediate family, his relationship with his brother, his mother, and his father. Are all pretty much explored at one point or another during the show. And mostly it's pretty much him and his dad once he finds out the Wonderman movie is being remade.
So let me ask you this, James. Can you tell from watching if he and his brother are first generation Haitian born Americans and his parents are actually Haitian born Haitians?
I believe that's what the case is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he talks about how the parents came over and then him and his brother were born here in the States.
Okay.
I do think they mentioned that. And if not, it's kind of alluded to that his parents came over from Haiti and he and his brother were born stateside. Yeah. Because at the mom's
because that accent is really thick. You wouldn't be born here with a thick accent.
Yeah.
Like that.
Because the extended family that shows up to the birthday party kind of expands on that as well. You can tell which relatives came from Haiti and which ones were born stateside.
And the boys, too. You meet the boys when they're younger.
Yeah.
Because, like, when he set the kitchen on fire, the brother was a little bit older, and they never have accents. So, if they weren't born here, they were babies here, and, all of their schooling was here because they have no accents.
Right. But that's all I got for Wonderman. Definitely check it out.
Absolutely.
For other things, as I put up earlier,
your shenanigans.
And again, we're going to talk about stuff that's been out for a minute. So again, your only warning. We're going to let Kyle go because he has seen the Burbs, but no spoilers, Kyle, because the Burbs just came out.
Okay.
No spoilers.
I will not spoil it. I will just say so. We our household decided to watch the original movie, The Burbs.
Okay.
With Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. Yeah. Before watching the show, so just to get a precursor and a refresher as far as what the whole show would be about. Movie was pretty good. Movie was decent. It was dated, but it was still pretty good. I will say the first episode, first 15 minutes, microaggressions out the wazoo. I was just like, what are we in for? Because, to live in the suburbs, especially as a person of color, you will more than likely experience microaggressions out the wazoo. And yeah, I was just like triggered. First 15 minutes, it was nonstop. But getting into the series is, I believe, 8 episodes.
Okay.
Very, very good writing, and not because you go into it having certain expectations, having an idea of what you think is going on, and it throws you for a loop, like middle of the series. It's really good, and the reception that they've gotten has been very positive, and the way it ends, they're more than likely going to get another season, more than likely. So I thought it was excellent. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, Keke Palmer did her thing on this one.
Cool,
for sure.
All right. I don't know if anybody started them yet, but seasons 2 of Paradise and Cross have started.
Okay.
Again, not going to talk about them till they're done with each season. I will say this about Cross. The opening sequence of season 2 of Cross is very poignant for what's currently in the news with a certain administration.
Now, I can't even remember what happened.
Has something to do with PDF files, and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
And that is the opening sequence of Cross season 2. That is all I'm going to say. But other than that, I think episode 5 is this week.
5, yeah.
I believe. I haven't watched it yet, but so far what I'm seeing of this season, very good, very well done. Advancing the story. Again, relative to current times as far as what's going on, as far as this case, without trying to give away any spoilers or whatever. If you loved season 1, season 2 picks up with the same intensity, same rabbit hole of everything going on in his life. And I like how they're keeping, again, there's the overarching thing that he's working towards, and there's a lot of little things that kind of need his attention as well. And the way they do the balancing act of where his attention goes when necessary is again, season 1 was any indication. I have no complaints so far in season 2. Paradise season 2, I have not yet started.
Just started like yesterday, didn't it?
But the first 3 episodes are up.
Oh, it was 3?
Yeah,
3? Okay.
Yeah, they started. Was it yesterday? I thought it was last week that Paradise started.
No, it was this week.
This week? Okay. Yeah, but they came back with the first 3 episodes of season 2 for Paradise. And if you forgot how season 1 ended, Sterling K. Brown's character pretty much left the bunker and is going up to the surface. And from what it looks like, season 2 is strictly him navigating the surface world after the attack. So we may actually learn, 1, what the attack was, and 2, how the people who survived it are navigating life up on the surface. So,
well, I want to say about Cross before we move on. It's good, but I'm tired of all the women. I'm tired of everybody but Nana Mama.
I could understand that. I'm not tired of the woman he was dating in season 1.
I am.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm not tired of her, because he did that to himself.
He did.
Okay, and that's all I'll say, because the signs were there for him to have a degree in psychology.
Yeah, he did. He messed that up. He did mess that up. But
the signs were there. Like, he read it one way, and it was the total opposite. And it's like, bruh, I can see that she don't want. What are you seeing?
But for her to still, and I get why, because they don't have, there's nobody else who can go pick up the kids, all this babysit the kids and all that kind of stuff. But you need to, because if y'all are no longer in a relationship, then she doesn't still need to have that much of a relationship with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting on my nerves. And for her to always be arguing, but when we were together, I got such a bond with the kids. I'm so close to the kids. And I'm like, but you're not in a relationship anymore. You need to go away.
Right. Like how long? Because you make it sound like y'all were dating 3 years or something like that.
Right.
Which is crazy because the wife has been dead. He's been widowed for like what, almost 4 or 5 at this point. Like
several.
Yeah, the wife has been dead several years, but not like a decade or something. Like the kids still remember when their mom died.
Right. They still remit. Well, Jenny, she's starting to forget her a little bit, I think.
A little bit, yeah, because she was younger.
Right.
Of the age that she was, but the son still remembers mom.
Right.
Like it wasn't that long ago. And then she came into the picture. So my thing is a year or 2. You bonded with the kids, but my thing is, if you don't want to date him, you need to respect that and move on.
Right. Those aren't your kids.
They're not your kids. And I get it.
You're the babysitter at this point.
Yeah, but you still want to be friends. Understand how this affects him because it is kind of confusing. Because
to the kids.
For the kids, yes, because these aren't teenagers.
Right.
Like the boy is like middle school, if that, and the girl's like because the years gone by, whatever, our time, but Showtime looks like those kids look like they aged 2 years.
And so like what happens if he does get into a serious relationship with somebody else? Are you still gonna be picking up the kids?
Funny you should mention that.
No, I don't even want to discuss that.
Well, I spoiler, it's going to happen. It's going. If you watch the trailers for after every episode for the next one, it's going to happen. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm gonna watch it play out, but it's going to just brace yourself. It's going to happen.
I mean, when you break up with somebody, you're supposed to break up with the whole family.
Right.
Supposed to, but
it's hard, especially when you're close to the kids. It's hard.
But again, in this case, if she does actually walk away, there's no drama in that aspect of his life. And this is a drama series. As much of a crime drama, it's a crime drama, but the second word in that is drama.
Yeah, it's real damn dramatic too.
So again, know what you're watching. If the common sense thing would be like, yeah, kick it to the curb. We don't need her anymore. But then where's the drama for that part of his life? Because every part of his life needs drama.
Well, does it need it?
That's pretty much how the story is driven.
For TV, it does.
For TV, yes.
In real life.
In real life,
we don't want that much drama.
Cut ties, push you off the cliff. Let's go. Move on with my life. Happy day. But nah, for the viewing audience, stick around for BS and shenanigans because drama.
And I also don't like the relationship between John and his little girlfriend.
Now he's dating the activist.
They're always arguing.
Mm-hmm.
They always make up, but I don't like. It's like they make her seem so argumentative. Yeah, and antagonize. Like they can't just have a calm conversation. It's always an argument, and I don't like the way that makes this Black woman look.
Well, one argument was definitely his fault because he put his foot in his mouth and he should have just shut up.
Yeah, but still, like when they were in the car and just arguing, and then the argument leads to, it wasn't even really makeup sex. It was just like the end of the argument sex. I'm like, why?
Oh man,
it's just annoying. All the women are annoying. But Nana Mama and the little girl.
Oh gosh. Simone, what you been watching lately?
I just see here that Furies. Did y'all watch that before? The new season is coming out.
I don't know what that is.
It's women. Women assassin. You're born as an assassin and you work for some agency. It's a good show. It looks like there's season 2 is coming out. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's something that you need to watch. You would like it, Teresa. You would like it.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely good because I love anything with women who are kicking ass and fucking assassins. So
as long as they're not annoying, I'm good.
That one is good. His and Hers. I've just finished that. Did y'all watch that?
No.
Okay, that is good. I'm not going to spoil it.
Why not?
But no, I'm not going to spoil it because I want y'all to figure. I love whodunits.
Gotcha.
I love sitting there figuring out who did it, and I learned from watching Stephen King. It is even Sherlock Holmes. It is the person you least expect. That's who the killer is.
Okay.
So it's a crippling old woman sitting in the corner. That's the killer. It's whoever it is that you least expect is going to be it.
Okay.
So and I was telling this to Teresa. So when my husband and I was watching it, I said who the person was, but I said it for the wrong reasons. It turned out to be that person, but it was when we got to the end, it was a big ass twist as to why it was this person. And I was like, holy hell. It's a good show.
What if it's actually
it will have you thinking who killed who and why, and it's like you need to put the pieces together. And I love when I'm watching a show and it makes me think. I love watching a show that makes me think.
So did you watch the last Knives Out movie? The third one, Wake Up Dead Man.
I didn't like that. It didn't capture me.
Okay.
Because that was a comedy type of.
It does have comedic elements, yes.
Yeah, I didn't. To me, that was more like a, what's that? The butler did the kitchen
Clue?
did it with the
Clue.
Clue.
No, it's not that comedic.
It wasn't enough. This was a who did it drama that I liked. Even what's that one? It's here because I was watching it. The Residents. That one is funny, but that one is more. It's not as funny, but she's funny as hell. I like her, and I didn't know that she's an opera singer. That took me to a whole nother level.
Okay. Furious, what you been looking at?
So before I go into what I have been watching, I'm going to say this. If any of you are fans of the Interview with the Vampire movie, you need to be watching the Interview with the Vampire series.
It's so good.
We have had 2 seasons. Season 3 has been announced, and I'm pretty sure they're done filming. What I like about season 3, and they've already announced it, Akasha, Queen of the Damned, is going to be on season 3. And the woman that they have playing her, I don't know who the lady is, but she is the most beautiful, has just this dark chocolate skin. Oh, she is just beautiful. And I think she's going to make a good Akasha.
And explain to me how Akasha is going to be on Interview with a Vampire.
Because Akasha is the reason that Lestat is alive. Remember from the movie, what was it? How did they play it out? I'm forgetting the details, but she's the reason Lestat is still alive.
The actress's name.
Yeah,
is
he
Tim.
bites her or drinks her blood. But that's when she's already. So this is her prior to being a statue.
I would say, that's a good question. We don't know. They haven't established the exact time period it's going to be. Because Interview with the Vampire, the series, kind of jumps the timeline a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But yeah, so if you're a fan of the movie, I definitely suggest watching the series, especially since they're bringing in Akasha for season 3. As far as what I have been watching, I believe I think it's on FX. It's a show called The Beauty.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Beauty is so good. If you're not familiar with it, essentially a formula has been developed that if you are injected, it converts you into the most beautiful version of you that there can be. It is a very painful transformation. Almost kind of what happens when you get gremlins, when you feed gremlins after midnight.
It's an excellent Image Comics series.
That was the thing. I didn't know that
very
it was
good.
Based off of a comic. Well, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's the only person in the show that I recognize is Ashton Kutcher.
I didn't recognize him in the trailer.
I was gonna say, the one guy from Ironheart, the hood.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Anthony Ramos. His character is I think he had a lot of fun playing this character.
Yeah,
because he's a fixer, and he works for Ashton Kutcher. And essentially, anybody who needs to be killed or shut up, that's where you bring in Anthony Ramos's character.
I saw a trailer for that, and it put it on my list. It looks good.
Yeah, it is. It's funny because once you're injected with the serum, you look nothing at all like you used to look. Again, complete physical transformation. There's this one character on the show that he's this depressed, overweight black character who has horrible luck with women, horrible luck getting a job. I won't say how he ends up getting the serum, but once he gets the serum, he is the peak physical attractiveness that everybody falls in love with. Confidence goes up because of how beautiful he is and all that good stuff. Now, you see this in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler, but after a certain amount of time, if you don't get your boosters, essentially, because of how fast your metabolism is working, you will burn up and explode.
I'm sorry, explode?
Explode. Please tell me Bella Hadid blows up, because I don't like her.
Wait, I don't know who that is.
That stupid. The Hadid, one of the sisters.
Is she the FBI agent's partner?
Ruby.
Because I don't actually know any of the other characters' real names, like I said, except for Ashton Kutcher and Anthony Ramos.
Her name is Ruby. I just want her to die. That's all.
Hold on, let me see who she is.
Oh my gosh.
Anthony Ramos is the assassin.
Yeah. Hold on, where's Ruby? Ruby. I don't see Ruby in the cat. What's Ruby's real name?
Bella Hadid.
Are you? I don't see her on the cast list.
Yeah, you got Ashton Kutcher, Evan Peters, Jeremy Pope, Anthony Ramos, Bella Hadid, Rebecca Hall, Isabella Rossellini, Isaac Cole Powell. Ooh, Megan Trainor is even in it.
Bella Hadid. Let me see who she is. Oh. Okay. So I'll tell you why I didn't know who she was. She's only in the show for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And
does she get killed?
Maybe she does die.
She's the first person that you see explode on the show.
There you go.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I just looked her up, and now that I see who she is, yes, she plays. They don't show you what she looked like before the injection, but now that she's had her injection, she's had a career as a supermodel for about 2 years.
Duh. That's what she does in real life.
Oh, okay. I don't know who she is.
And you should recognize Evan Peters because he was in WandaVision as the knockoff Quicksilver, and he's played Quicksilver before in Marvel.
So it's interesting you say that.
X-Men films.
He does not really look like how he looks in Marvel on this show. They do a good job of he doesn't immediately look like Quicksilver, the knockoff Quicksilver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now that you say that, yeah, you're absolutely right. That is who that is. But it's just like I said, he doesn't really look like him because he's got his hair cut short. They've got him kind of bruised and beaten up because he played
in the X-Men Apocalypse or
Yeah, he was in X-Men. Mm-hmm.
Because the FBI agent that he plays, he's always fighting and taking hits and dishing out punishment. So he's
confrontational.
Yeah, he looks beat up a lot.
Gotcha.
And he's one of the guys, one of the people who's in like several seasons of American Horror Story.
But yeah, so no, it's definitely a good show. It explores some really interesting character issues that people have.
Okay.
In addition to a tinge of sci-fi, but mostly drama.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The trailer reminded me of the movie The Substance, but hopefully it's better than the movie The Substance because the movie The Substance sucked ass.
I like The Substance.
Oh, I hate that movie, and I'm trying not to hate the person who suggested I watch it.
The Substance. I don't know this movie.
Demi Moore and what's her name? Margaret Qualley or something like that. I think. That's
wow, Dennis Quaid is in it.
Demi Moore is the only.
Yeah, he's a creep.
Dennis Quaid were the
just
only
like he is in real life.
Yeah, but it was not my cup of tea.
Yeah. No, Substance is pretty good. Oh yeah, I see it now. A fading celebrity takes a black market drug, a substance that helps her recreate a younger, better version of herself. Yeah, it's crazy. I would say it's like it has like a Cronenberg type of feel to it, like that body horror. Mm-hmm. And like the squelching and the visuals, very like I'd say don't eat anything while you're watching it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because the transformations are gruesome.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe I made it through the whole movie.
Yeah.
But no,
that
and Star Trek Discovery. I'm sorry, not Discovery. Star Trek Starfleet Academy are pretty much the only things I've been watching lately. And Starfleet Academy, if you are a fan of Star Trek, you should be watching Starfleet Academy.
There's too much other Trek I gotta watch.
Y'all gonna make me get Paramount Plus, and I didn't. That's another thing I gotta pay for.
I'm behind, but I'm enjoying. But I'm on Starfleet Academy.
There are always other ways to watch things.
Yeah.
But I will say this. It doesn't feel like traditional Star Trek, which I think is a good thing because you've got to grow the franchise.
I agree.
Kyle will be happy with this one. I watched season 2 of Peacemaker.
Ooh, what'd you think? What do you mean? Why? It's great.
Why? Because this is probably the only thing I can stomach John Cena in. And when I say that,
season 1 is stupid.
When I say that, I'm deadly serious because I'm also including his wrestling career, which I don't like.
Wait, so you can actually see him in this?
Oh my gosh, I hate you.
Oh, and James, they were all here.
Who?
All of those wrestlers, they were at Anime Verse.
Yeah, because AJ Styles officially retired Monday night, and Raw was here in Atlanta.
Yeah, they were all.
AJ's from Atlanta, he's from Gainesville, Georgia. Cody's also from Atlanta. Xavier Woods is from Atlanta. Who else did they show?
We had Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, basically everybody who could make Monday Night Raw was there, but I know a handful of those wrestlers are actually Austin Theory is from Atlanta, but there's at least 5 or 6 other wrestlers on the roster who are from the Atlanta, Georgia area. So that's why they were all here. It was for AJ Styles. But as far as season 2 of Peacemaker, the way this ended, there will be. Let me not say there will be. Kyle, do you know if their season 3 has been greenlit? Because I know you know.
It hasn't. No, it hasn't. Because I know James Gunn was the last thing I saw. They were writing Creature Commandos, or they're either in the final stages of writing Creature Commandos. And I'm pretty sure the way the season 2
Wait, what do you mean writing Creature Commandos? We already had a season of Creature Commandos.
They're writing another season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what you mean.
So the way the season 2 ends, I'm pretty sure that's going to tie into either the next Superman movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if there is going to be a season 3 of Peacemaker.
Okay, because I'm like, they can't just leave it there. Because again, it is one of those things. Spoilers, because season 2 came out in August.
You're not watching it, so go ahead.
Right. Yeah, season 2 came out in August. So basically, Peacemaker, Chris Smith, his given name, he starts falling for Harcourt, right? And something happens that they keep alluding to that she doesn't want to acknowledge happened. And basically, it wasn't even anything big. It was just a kiss. You find out later, because again, you see Peacemaker, there's a lot of raunchiness and sexual innuendo and damn near every other scene that takes place. So you're thinking the entire show, they slept together at some point. And she's kind of like pushing to the back of her mind, admitting nothing, da-da-da-da-da. And he's in his feelings about it the whole way. But come to find out, all they did was kiss. They got drunk one night hanging out, went to a rock show that was on a boat, and they just kissed. That's it. And like an overly hormonal teenage boy, he thinks more of it than what it was because he genuinely likes her. But because she is so wrapped in her career and pissed off because of what Adebayo, Daniel Brooks' character, did at the end of season 1 as far as outing Task Force X and her mother, Amanda Waller, Harcourt has no job. She's been blacklisted from every government agency. So she can't work at CIA, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, ATF, DEA, nothing. She can't work anywhere. And so she's pissed off by that. So she basically goes to bars picking fights. So they had that conversation earlier in like the first episode or whatever, like, you can't tell me it didn't mean anything to you, like nothing at all. Like, I want to talk about it. And she doesn't. She blows him off. It's like, look, it was nothing. We're colleagues. I barely like you. I tolerate your existence. Get over it. Move on with your life. So while he's at home, and because remember, he killed his dad, he took over his dad's room. So he's sleeping in there. And he knows that there's his keypad. So Eagly is pecking him in the head. And he opens the portal room to where all his gear is, not realizing that it is a interdimensional hub to get to other universes. And while Eagly is flying around, he pecks on a door. He punches the code for his door on that door, walks through and sees that the house is pretty much built by his father. And in this universe that he's walked into, his father's alive, his brother's alive. They are a superhero trio. And he's looking around like, oh, snap. And then he sees a photo of himself, his doppelganger, and Harcourt in a loving embrace. And he starts thinking, oh, snap, we have a relationship here. This might be it. I should come here and live. And so he's taking jaunts every so often over there to live for like hours, if not days on end.
So time is different?
No, it's still present day. It's just a different present day. And I'm going to get to that in a moment because Furious asked this question a while ago and he wanted to know how they got there. So I'm about to spoil this for him. So he spends hours, if not days at a time over there bonding with his family and rebuilding his relationship with Harcourt, even though it's not his Harcourt. So, but when he does this, he leaves the doorway from his inn open, which registers with Argus. And remember, if you've seen Superman, you know that Rick Flag Sr. is now in charge of Argus. They're keeping tabs on any interdimensional gateways because of what happened in Metropolis. Lex's portal ripped the city in half because Lex did some BS. Well, this is alien tech. Rick Flag Sr. also is looking for a reason to bring in Peacemaker so he can put hands on him because Peacemaker killed his son, Rick Flag Jr., in the second Suicide Squad movie. So, got all that established. Cool. So every time he opens a doorway, it pings their monitors. We're getting readings of dimensional gateway, da-da-da-da-da. Where is it? Where is it? Why can't we see it? Da-da-da-da-da, and all this other stuff, whatever. And every time they decide to send somebody into the house to figure out where it is because they can't see anything from outside because they're spying on him, he comes back and closes the door and the portal closes. So the ping goes away. And, you know, he's basically trying to get over the depression of he killed his father. He doesn't think highly of himself because one of the things that also happens in the first couple of episodes, he tries out for the Justice Gang. And they actually have Hawk Girl, Green Lantern, and Ted Cord. Not Ted Cord. What's his name?
His name is not Ted Cord.
The other rich
Maxwell
dude.
Lord.
Maxwell Lord. The three of them are holding auditions, and Adebayo, Daniel Brooks' character, drops them all for the audition. But they don't know how to work the microphones properly so that when they turn the mics off, they can talk amongst themselves so that the other people can't hear. What they don't realize is whoever told them how to do that has been screwing with them. So all the shit they've been talking about, people who've been showing up like, well, he's just an idiot with a gun. Why do we need somebody like him? You all have powers. What the hell is he going to do? And what's up with that helmet? It makes him look like a penis. Da-da-da. And Peacemaker's in there listening to all this like, guys, I can hear you. So they're constantly flipping the switch, thinking that they're turning off the mic so he can't hear. And what they're doing is they're pumping their audio into the room where he is because they're behind a glass wall. So he hears this because on the way in, he catches a woman coming out in tears. And now we know why. So he doesn't get up with the Justice Gang and he goes back into the portal.
This is the same Justice Gang that was in Superman without
yes.
but the black guy is not there.
No, Mr. Terrific is not there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so they just keep the other three idiots.
Well, Hawk Girl, Maxwell Lord,
scream like a fucking goat throughout
yes.
the whole fucking movie. Go ahead.
And Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern. So yeah, those three they brought in, and they do that throughout the season because there's other characters I'm about to get to shortly. So he decides to go back through the portal. Only the second time he's in the room looking around, thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it over there. His doppelganger gets out of prison and is in the room with a gun to the back of his head, and they start fighting in the interdimensional gateway, and he ends up having to kill his doppelganger because it's got like as much as he's trying to like apologize, like, hey, I don't want to fight you, I'm you from another world, and da-da-da-da-da. And his doppelganger's like, I don't give a fuck. You were in my room. I have to end you because you look like me. You must be an alien or something. I'm not listening, da-da-da. So he's tunnel focused on killing the Chris we know, and he ends up dying. And then he goes back over there to try to. So I forgot what the final straw was that he decides he's permanently going to go over there. But something happens on our side, and he's like, F it, I'm out. I can't live on this side anymore. There's nothing for me over here. Hardcore doesn't love me. My dad's dead. My brother's dead. I try to do the right thing. I'm gonna just go over and live over there where my doppelganger was, because now that he's dead, I can actually be him and live his life.
I think I was like the final straw is when he goes to meet Harcourt in the park, and she essentially like sets him up.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, but she sent the text message to tell him to stay away, but he shows up anyway.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, because he's hell bent on like, I have to know, and she basically ghosts him. So the one time she reaches out because she's trying to get back into Argus, and Rick Flag is like, the only way you're going to get back into Argus is if you get us Peacemaker. You get us Peacemaker, you're back in. So she sends him a cryptic text. But the word she puts a word in there that he's supposed to realize means to stay away, and he shows up anyway. Again, headspace. So he writes a note, I'm going to live on the other side, walks through, trips the portal so that it closes behind him or whatever, and decides to live over there. And it's like a couple of days goes by, and it's not until Adebayo, again, Daniel Brooks, the reason I keep mentioning her name, for those who don't remember, Daniel Brooks is a Black woman. So Adebayo, Harcourt, Vigilante, and Economist, basically the 4 friends he made in season 1, go through the portal, go to the world where he is, and they go looking for him. Vigilante, unfortunately, because he's a nutcase, decides, I'm going to go look for my doppelganger because he's got to be as cool as me. And he pieces out. They're like, dude, stop. No, don't do this. He's like, I'm going to do it because what else am I going to do? And he just runs off because nobody stops him. Harcourt's like, I'm going to look for him. And Adebayo and Economists are like, well, we're just going to stay here and wait until y'all get back. And Adebayo, being bored, is like, well, I'm going to just go for a walk, stretch my legs because I'm bored and I don't want to be cooped up in this house the whole time. She's walking around, and all of a sudden the car rolls by her, stops, screeches tires, person gets out, starts chasing her, and then screams, one of them got loose. Like, wait, what do you mean one of them got loose? And all of a sudden, every door on the block opens, and people run out their homes and start chasing her. And she gets saved by Judo Master, who snuck through the portal after Peacemaker. And that's when they realize they're in a world where
where is this portal? In the house?
Uh-huh. The world that they went to, because again, Peacemaker doesn't realize this. All he knows is I'm having a good time. My family's alive. The girl I love likes me, because this version of Hardcore is a ditz. I don't know how she works for the government, but she is an airhead. But supposedly she's book smart. But again, Peacemaker doesn't realize this. Very narrow-minded. Again, he's a 12-year-old in a man's body. That's basically what he is. And come to find out, the Nazis won World War II.
So that's lovely.
Because Harcourt sees, she runs into Peacemaker, and they go to Argus. Oh no, she goes to Argus looking for him, thinking that he would be there. But through shenanigans of Vigilante, she had to be detained for a little bit. And she ends up going up there and looking around. And then when Peacemaker drops off his Harcourt and he sees her, he tries to get out and is just like, you notice there are no people of color here? He was like, nah, maybe it's just a part of town that we're in. She's like, really? And she holds up a flag. And it looks like, you're thinking it's the American flag, but when she unfurls it, it does have the 13 red and white stripes. It does have the blue field, but in the blue field is a swastika. And he's like, seem weird to you?
Oh, so that's what one of them got out with the black girl.
Because again, and that's when these things are happening at the same time, and that's when the vigilante over there tells our vigilante that the Nazis won World War II. And that's the difference. But again, us looking at it, when you look at it, every time Peacemaker goes over there, you're looking around and you're like, where are the people of color?
Right.
There's not a single person of color over on that side anytime because Chris does go through very public areas where a lot of people are outside. And no people of color at all. And it doesn't strike him as odd until Harcourt says something to him. So, yeah, that's the perfect world where he thought everything was cool. And then come to find out his dad, remember his dad over in this side that he killed, Grand Wizard, racist, Ku Klux Klan, Red Dragon, da-da-da-da, over there, not so much. His dad over on the other side. It was kind of like, hey, things over here work different than your end. But wait, you're saying in your world the Nazis didn't win? Really? Because it's kind of like you get the idea that his dad over there wants to come over here to our world where the Nazis didn't win, because he doesn't jive with everything going on over there. He's just basically like keeping the peace, more or less. Like, I'm not trying to rock the boat. I'm just trying to protect my family, da-da-da-da. But his brother is still like, nope, this is the way things are. We got to live this way, da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever. So unfortunately, his dad dies over there too. They drag him back. His brother's alive. He gets captured by Argus. The reason they find the portal is because Rick Flag Sr. goes to see Lex Luthor. Yes, the same Lex Luthor that was in the Superman film appears in an episode of Peacemaker. Tells him, yeah, I have technology that'll help you find a portal. What do I get out of it? We'll move you to a lesser security prison, because he's in Bel Rev. So they move him from Bel Rev to a lower security prison. They basically pull all his people, literally every single person that was in that flying hub that he was controlling Ultraman from in the film. All of them show up for like the last 3 or 4 episodes, and they're working under Argus, under Rick Flag Sr., because now that they have the portal tech, they're going in and they're looking for a particular world. So you see them opening doorways and going through, and it's various things like they open one door, it's a black hole. Literally, it opens into space, there's a black hole right there.
Well, Peacemaker was in Superman.
Yeah, on a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
so James, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do they go into more detail into where the one got out from?
What do you mean?
Like when they see her and they yell, "One got out."
Mm-hmm. So so basically, because everything happened the same way it did in the main world of the universe up until World War II.
Gotcha.
So what they ended up doing was what they did with Asian Americans, Japanese Americans in World War II, except this time they did it to everybody who wasn't white.
Gotcha.
And if you know what happened to Japanese Americans in World War II, I don't need to say it.
Nope, you don't. I got you. I got you.
We know.
There are those things for basically every non-white minority.
Gotcha.
And that's what they meant by one got out, because that's where she's supposed to be, which is why they were chasing her. And Chris's brother on that side sees her, because he's the second vehicle that pulls up and sees her. He jumps out of his truck to try to chase her down, though he's not in his hero costume, if you will. But because his dad called him, because his dad caught economists in the house, he was like, well, why were you chasing her? That's something for the authorities to do. Don't be stupid. And that's like the first hint of the dad pretty much not jiving with the rules of this world. So, but yeah, not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. Still hilarious, still raunchy, still James Gunn. But where they leave it, because they do finally find the world that Rick Flag Sr. is looking for, and it's basically like a sustainable version of our Earth that has nothing over there, like no people. And then they try to find a way to minimize the travel time, because again, the portal that Peacemaker has goes into a hub where there are multiple doors. They've now streamlined it to where they go from their world into the doorway to the other world. No more going through the hub in the middle with all the doors or whatever that they can open by happenstance. They find the world and they decided to make that a penal colony. And that's where they're going to send all the meta criminals so they don't have a chance to break out, because it's like all the places we have over here, and he names them Arkham, Bel Rev, Strikers Island, like all the major prisons in the DC universe, he names them. And it's like, and instead of putting them in prisons with regular criminals, we're going to send them over here to this world, and they can just be there, because now we don't have to worry about escape, because there's no place to escape to. We have the only passageway there with this portal. So we send them through the portal, they stay there, and we ain't got to worry about them.
Right.
And his field tests, because again, remember, Rick Flag Sr. has a grudge against Peacemaker for killing Rick Flag Jr. The show ends with him basically kidnapping Peacemaker and pushing him through that portal.
And closing the door.
Yep. That's how season 2 ends. But yes, as for your Nazi planet, that's how he got there, through the portal in his dad's bedroom.
I kind of was thinking it was something like that based on the Superman movie, but I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm. The only difference is that this was alien tech, so there was no, because remember what Mr. Terrific said in the movie, like they actually built the freaking portal to another world. This is crazy and dangerous, because if you're off by some minute measurement that he gave, you can rip a hole in our world as well, and we saw what ended up happening. But again, this is Lex Luthor, and we all know that as smart as Lex Luthor is, he cuts corners. Which I'm glad they kept that, because every iteration of Lex Luthor, no matter how smart he is, cuts corners.
Mm-hmm.
Every show, every movie, every comic book, every animation, he cuts corners, which is why his tech always F's up at some point.
He's a businessman. I gotta make it cheaper.
No, he's not trying to make it cheaper. He's just trying to make it, and he doesn't care how.
Doesn't care how he does it or who he gets help from. Who he gets help from, and that more than likely ends up being his undoing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's doing this to like help others. He's doing this to help himself.
Yep.
So as long as as long as it works, cool. Mission accomplished. I don't care how it works. It works. And that was the issue with his portals in Superman. They worked, but again, they couldn't stay open for long. And they go into that in this series as well, because the dude with the glasses says our only issue was we couldn't hold our portals open longer than like 2 minutes or something crazy like that. It was like a very short time period. Whereas the alien tech, because they do a flashback of when Peacemaker was a kid with his brother and his father on this side, and how they end up finding it in Alien had it. And his dad killed the alien and took the portal tech. And that's why it worked and was able to stay open for long periods of time, because it's alien tech. It's not Earth made.
Gotcha.
So, but that's all I got. Anybody else before we get out of here?
Night of Seven Kingdoms, the Game of Thrones, like little 7.
I can't get into
that. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good, Simone. I was gonna say
I tried. It's just I don't know. Maybe I have to get my mind out of the Game of Thrones and I don't know.
I would say depart.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah, depart yourself from the lore of the Game of Thrones series and House of the Dragon. You're because you're doing, my thing is you do yourself a disservice trying to think that you're going to catch a ton of Easter. I mean, you definitely will, but just go into it fresh if you can. It is a big departure from what we typically get in a Game of Thrones show, and in my opinion, I think it's my favorite Game of Thrones property at this current point, because it's not so heavy. The episodes aren't very long. I think the longest episode is like 35 minutes. And the kid that plays Aegon is adorable. Love that little dude. So, and
okay. I mean, I watched the podcast, which made me want to watch it, because the way they explained it in the podcast, it was so interesting. But then when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, but I'm gonna give it a chance.
And they've already confirmed a season 2. They confirmed a season 2.
I'm gonna give it a shot now that all the episodes are out.
It's really good. You can literally binge it in a day.
Yeah.
Do you need to have watched any of the previous shows?
Nope. I would say if you watch Game of Thrones, like I said, it's not necessary.
It's not because this is before that.
Yeah,
right.
It's prequel.
It does. I will say, like there are a couple episodes that do a little bit of fan service, but it's not. If you haven't watched any of the other shows, it doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah. If anything, I think the time period of this show, it takes place before the first Game of Thrones series, but after House of Dragon.
Yeah, 100 years. I think it's 100 years before Game of Thrones actually starts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't finished House of Dragon because it got boring to me.
Yeah, because you mentioned Aegon, and Aegon is a key character they keep referencing in the original Game of Thrones series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Furious, real quick. Did you see the trailer that I sent?
I did.
For Monarch. So you see now that I guess they jumping from bypassing Scar and pulling in Godzilla and King Kong together from the Kong X Godzilla movie, because there's another monster that both of them have to fight.
A whole new threat, yeah. And like I said, Kurt Russell's character is alive.
Yeah, he was alive before.
No, but remember, towards the end of season 1, they make it look like he fell to his death.
Oh.
But again, as James I always say, no body, no dead.
That part. So, two things I want to mention.
Oh wait, and it starts this weekend.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And doesn't Bridgerton come back tomorrow?
Yep.
Yep, sure does.
And I didn't.
The second part of Bridgerton is back. Good. Now I can start watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next pod we do, we're gonna be eating good because it's a bunch of shows coming out in March.
Because I was waiting.
There was a chick on. I didn't realize that these were books, and there was a chick who was telling the story. She's like, "If you haven't read the books, and I'll spoil it for you." I was like, "Shit, I ain't got to see the second part because you told me everything that was gonna happen." I was like, "Okay, I can't wait to see such and such going to jail and kicking ass and finding out who's what." And okay. So this girl was telling it. I was like, I'm happy.
There are two crazy things I want to mention before we get out of here. One, and I honestly think this is a joke, but I saw it on IG. I'm not going to put the image up because it's just you can Google it and find it. But apparently, I forgot who the studio was. There is talks of making a Demolition Man 2.
No, why?
Not only why, how?
Why?
No, how?
Okay, first of all,
he dies.
Okay.
Yeah. Simon Phoenix played by
Simon's dies. First of all, he's old. Yeah. They're both old. And he didn't have a son.
You might be broke.
Were you talking about the Demolition Man? Or like, oh, my dad was.
I don't know, but it's just something that just came across one of my IG feed, and I was like, huh.
Maybe it's the son. If it's true, then it's probably Sandra Bullock and such and such had a kid.
Again, the image had Stallone and Snipes in it, as they both currently are. And the last time we saw Snipes, was Deadpool 3, so we know how he's slimmed down and actually showing a little bit more of his age.
But he dies.
I know he dies, but apparently they're both going to be in it. Don't ask me how.
How?
I saw this
flashbacks. Who knows?
I saw it. I put it in our chat group, and I was like, "This has to be a joke, right? This can't be real."
Wow. The Google says it's officially in development.
Okay, well, there you go.
Wow.
Well, it's an early development. Hopefully, it doesn't go any further than that. Really
maybe it's just flashbacks that the son trying to figure out how to get somebody and looking at his dad, how his dad got Simon Phoenix. Maybe it's flashbacks. Who knows?
Maybe
that's the only way it would work for me.
Maybe it gets canceled.
Hopefully,
yeah, so. It's possible because that
I hope it dies in the development stage.
For a long time.
The problem is, it's probably not because, again, Stallone.
Yeah.
Because if Stallone went to a movie studio right now and was like, I want to do another Rocky film, they would
do it.
Even though Rocky's technically dead now, because he dies in the background of the Creed movies, he dies.
Which Creed movie does he die in?
No. In Creed 2, he's fighting cancer. He's fighting cancer in Creed 2. I thought they killed him in the background of Creed 3, though.
Okay, see, I never saw Creed 3.
I need to watch Creed 3 again because I want to say they mentioned that because Stallone's not in it, but they don't mention him at all. And I know there was a certain audience who was complaining, like, why isn't Stallone in Creed 3? It's like, it's called Creed.
It ain't about him.
It ain't about him, right? So I want to say it was a throwaway line about him being dead in Creed 3, but I'm not 100% sure. I have to watch it again.
I don't know. The thing is, I don't think Warner Brothers is going to do it because Sylvester Stallone is kind of on that same track as like Gina Carano, where she said a bunch of crazy stuff and then she kind of got blackballed. Sylvester Stallone pretty much has done a lot of the same stuff, and I'm
funny you mentioned that because I saw a Toy Story 5 poster and there was a character missing from it, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear the latest foolishness from that man?
No,
wait, who did Buzz Lightyear?
Tim Allen.
Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
Tim Allen is a Trump fan?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because he almost got kicked out of, what was it? Toy Story 3 almost didn't happen because of him the first time the idiot was in office.
Yeah.
And now he made a comment on an interview about how he got treated worse than people of color, and that when he got arrested for having all that cocaine, that it had to have been a setup because he shouldn't have been arrested. He said I'm just a light-skinned man.
Okay.
Dude.
So moving on to something more comedically funny that we can all enjoy clowning. There's an idiot at Sony movie department, and I preface this with heavy on the idiot part because I don't care if this ever gets back to them. Who wants to reboot the Spider-Man universe with new actors for the characters?
Spider-Man universe?
Sony Spider-Man universe that doesn't have Spider-Man in it. You know the films, Venom 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. I saw that too.
Madam Web, Craven, Morbius. You know, all your favorite Spider-Man films with no Spider-Man.
That I didn't watch, or I did and I just don't remember.
And the idiot over there running things, and I'm gonna keep calling him an idiot because the only way you can be intelligent working for Sony is if you're pushing to sell Spider-Man and all the characters' rights back to Marvel.
Right.
Because all you're doing is making this worse. Because what's going to happen is I am going to keep warning people that whenever I see Sony in front of anything that is Spider-Man related, I'm going to tell all my friends, wait for it to come out on streaming. Don't spend your money in the movie theater.
I don't think you have to tell them.
No, you do, because here's the thing. Sony still uses the Marvel crawl. And for a general audience, once they see Marvel, they automatically think MCU. They don't differentiate between the two.
No.
Teresa, yes, they do. Trust me. I have many people at work who ask me, is Morbius part of the MCU? Is Venom part of the MCU?
Okay.
Is Madam Web?
You say friends, and I think
I didn't say friends. I said colleagues at work.
No, you said friends first.
I meant colleagues at work.
Okay, that's different.
But these are people in the general audience. They have no idea of any comic book, anything.
Because we all know better.
You would think as an adult you would be more discerning about the entertainment you watch, but again, there are those people who just see Marvel and assume everything's in the MCU.
I'd be willing to bet we all have a couple of friends or friendly kind of people who aren't as nerdy as we are and don't know.
They don't know, right? And then there are people of a certain age who they think all superheroes are either Marvel or DC.
But my friends who fall into that category would ask me about it, and I would tell them.
But some people won't ask you. They'll just go because they assume. Again, someone asked me if Madam Web was part of the MCU and if they needed to go see it and what they needed to see before go see it. And I was like, don't go see it.
Right. But they're
like, what do you mean don't go see it? I'm like, you'll be wasting your money. Don't go see it.
Pretty much.
And unfortunately, at the time that she told me that, it was too late. She had already bought the tickets. I was like, go in the app and get a refund.
Right, I was about to say, you can return them.
She was like, but we're going on Saturday. I was like, don't go. Trust me, you're going to regret it. And come Monday morning when she hit me up, that was horrible. Nah, really?
It's almost like somebody warned you.
My sister dropped something in our family chat and it sparked a debate. And I was like, first of all, why y'all even having this? I don't know if y'all saw it because it's something that she took off of Instagram. It was who would win a fight between they put Harry Potter against Spider-Man, and then they put Harry Potter against Dr. What you call
Dr.
it?
Doom?
Strange?
No, Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
And I was like, first of all, as someone who is a Potterhead, Harry Potter would not even fucking survive. I'm like, y'all, that's not even why are we having this debate. You got two people who lived in and had to deal with a multiverse. Granted, you had Harry Potter who had to deal with a multiverse, but it really wasn't Harry Potter, it was Hermione. And then even in the play, there was another, they had to go into the future, but again, it wasn't Harry Potter.
Wait, there's a multiverse in Harry Potter?
Yes, Hermione had to go. Hermione had a time turner, and she had to go back in time to save everybody.
Oh, she's time traveling. Okay,
she's time traveling. So it's not a different multiverse. It's time traveling.
Okay.
And that's the same thing that happened in the play, where it was the Harry's son and Harry and Draco's son had to go back in time, and they changed it because they saved Cedric, and because they saved Cedric, Voldemort won. So then you had the world of Voldemort, like how you had the Nazis won. So I was like, we're not even having this conversation. And if I have to go back and forth with y'all as a blurred, we're not having this conversation because that's not right. And if I have to explain what a blurred is, then y'all shouldn't even have this conversation at the beginning. So,
but yeah, Sony, stop. Just the point here is Sony, stop. There are idiots in charge over there. None of you are smart. None of you are intelligent. None of you have a single.
They want to squeeze the money out of Spider-Man.
I know they want to squeeze the money out of Spider-Man, and they're banking on people who either A, don't care, or B, people who don't know. But their thing is, what was it? They did 7 movies, and they're thinking that because
they all sucked.
Well, the Venom films are the most successful. Everything that wasn't Venom bombed at the box office. Yes, everything that wasn't Venom, because Morbius, Madam Web, Craven, and what was the other one? I'm blanking on one of them. Sorry, 6. Yeah. So those 3 bombed and bombed badly.
They should have.
Right? But because Venom 1, 2, and 3 did well, and again, not great, but well, but you can still see a tail off in their box office numbers, because Venom 2 didn't earn as much as Venom 1, and Venom 3 didn't earn as much as Venom 2, but they still made their return on investment on all 3 films. And that's the key. You still made a return on investment. The other 3 movies, not so much. But they're like, yeah, we can do this again. We're just going to recast and start the universe all over again, reboot everything.
That would be such a waste of time, money, and energy.
I didn't see Venom 3, excuse me, but at least with Venom 2, they brought in some good cast members with Woody Harrelson, and I don't know the actress's name, who is from Johnny Depp, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I know you're talking about.
His wife.
She played Callisto.
Yeah.
Or Calypso, sorry.
Yeah, Calypso. Thank you. She played
Calypso in the Pirates of the Caribbean films. Yes, she was good. And again, talent in Venom 2 was great. Yeah. Storyline in Venom 2 sucked.
Yeah. Venom 3, I thought, was at least entertaining, but it was not anywhere near a Marvel movie. a Marvel,
None of them are.
MCU.
And honestly, I don't like Venom 1 either. Like, it's okay, but it's not good.
No, it's not great. I liked it, but yeah, it ain't. I mean,
great. Aside from, let's put it this way, the only good thing about the first Venom film for me is the banter between Eddie and the symbiote. That's right. It. That's if you gave me audio of them two going back and forth for like 90 minutes, I'm cool. Everything else about that film could have been left somewhere on the cutting room floor.
I mean, that's pretty much what carries all of them. The whole, that whole franchise.
So, but yeah, idiots at Sony, stop. Focus. You see this guy back here? Those animated Spider-Verse films?
Yeah.
Focus on that. Focus on that third movie. Get us that. And then give the rights to Spider-Man back to Marvel. Because you're wasting time and money.
They really are wasting time.
Yeah, because if they saw that the first two was making money, it was like, work on that one.
Well, again, because since Marvel is making the Spider-Man films now, they're like, okay, cool. We can still make movies off these characters. And again, every single trailer they've done is from the world of Spider-Man. So again, people who don't know or pretty much don't care, all they hear is, oh, these are characters from Spider-Man. I can go see this.
You'll regret it.
So, final thoughts before we get out of here for tonight, because we are running extra long.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Nope.
No. All right. So we will see y'all next month. Hopefully Joy will be with us if she's not traveling. Peace out.
And we'll discuss what we're going to talk about.
And good night. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Well, we know we're going to talk about Bridgerton is definitely going to be one thing we talk about next month.
Right.
One Piece, probably Monarch.
And probably Monarch. I'm sorry, did you say One Piece?
Yeah, One Piece season 2.
No, we won't be discussing One Piece.
Well, he and Joy will be discussing One Piece because Joy actually does like he's talking about the live action on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And Joy's been watching that. So yeah, he and Joy can have that conversation because she did watch season 1.
Yeah, okay.
But if you're talking about the anime of One Piece, I'm sorry, I have a life to live.
And Daredevil.
Well, if you talk about One Piece and Daredevil and Monarch, then I will see y'all in April.
No, ma'am. We're talking about Bridgerton 2. I know you're going to watch Bridgerton.
Yes, I am.
Okay, then you will be here next month. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. Network out for all the locals, school will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf, if we won't tell it we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf, if we won't tell it we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf, if we won't tell it we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf, if we won't tell it we will. We will.